Sure thing. Here is the exact same story with new names. Let's go with Thomas for the old man and Barnaby for his loyal dog. In a quiet little mountain village where the winters hit hard, an old man named Thomas lived in a cozy, weathered cabin with his dog, Barnaby. Barnaby was an old golden retriever who had long outgrown his rabbit-chasing days, but his body hadn't gotten the memo about his spirit. He still followed Thomas everywhere. Thomas lived alone, so Barnaby wasn't just a pet. He was his best friend, his shadow, and his family. They had a set routine every single day. They'd take a slow walk through the pine trails, split a warm bowl of oatmeal on the porch, and sit by the fireplace in the evenings. Barnaby had an uncanny way of reading Thomas's mood. If Thomas was feeling lonely or down, Barnaby would walk over and rest his heavy chin right on his knee. If Thomas was in a great mood, Barnaby would do a hilarious little tap dance with his front paws and let out a few happy barks. One bitter winter afternoon, the sky turned a bruised purple, signaling a massive snowstorm was about to hit. Realizing he was running low on firewood, Thomas grabbed his coat and an axe to head into the woods behind his cabin. He knew he shouldn't be out there alone in that weather, but he figured it'd only take 20 minutes. Naturally, Barnaby trotted right behind him, sniffing at the pine needles ahead. Deep in the woods, the wind started howling, cutting visibility down to almost nothing. As Thomas was dragging a heavy fallen branch, his boot slipped on a hidden patch of black ice. He went down hard, sliding straight down a steep embankment into a dry creek bed. To make matters worse, a heavy, decaying log rolled right behind him, pinning his left leg to the frozen ground. Thomas groaned, trying with all his strength to shove the log off, but a sharp, blinding pain shot up his leg. It was definitely broken. The cold began to settle into his bones, and with the sun dipping below the horizon, the temperature plummeted way below freezing. Barnaby scrambled down the slope, whining softly. He started digging furiously around the log with his paws, throwing up snow and dirt, but the log wouldn't budge an inch. Realizing he couldn't move the wood, Barnaby shifted gears. He curled his body right over Thomas's chest, pressing his thick, fur-covered weight against the old man to block the biting wind. Every few minutes, when Thomas's eyes started to drift shut, Barnaby would frantically lick his face, nudging him to keep him awake. The night was brutal and endless. By the time the first faint light of dawn broke through the trees, Barnaby could feel Thomas's breathing getting dangerously shallow. The old man was barely responsive. Barnaby knew time was up. Giving Thomas's cheek one last gentle lick, Barnaby bolted up the slippery slope. He plowed through knee-deep snowdrifts, running faster than he had in years, straight toward the main road of the village. He made it to the town hall where a few locals were clearing the snow, ran up to the mayor, and started barking hysterically, scratching at the wooden porch like a dog possessed. When the mayor tried to calm him down, Barnaby grabbed the edge of the man's heavy canvas jacket with his teeth and yanked him toward the forest trail. He'd run 10 steps, stop, look back, and bark insistently until the men picked up their shovels and followed him. Barnaby led the search party right through the storm-wrecked woods to the edge of the creek bed. The men climbed down, shoved the log aside, and lifted Thomas out. He was severely hypothermic and bruised, but he was alive. His core had stayed warm through the night solely because Barnaby refused to leave his chest. They rushed Thomas to the local clinic, and for 3 straight days, Barnaby laid right beside his bed on a wool blanket, refusing to leave for even a walk. When Thomas finally woke up, his voice was raspy and weak. He slowly reached out a trembling hand, buried his fingers in Barnaby's golden fur, and whispered, "I knew you wouldn't leave me, buddy." Barnaby gave a gentle tail wag and rested his head back on the bed. He didn't just save Thomas's life that night. He showed the whole village what unconditional loyalty really looks like.